Good morning and welcome to day one of this 65-mile hike to Brighton from London, and we are starting the hike off today from Richmond. And from the station it was about a 5-10 minute walk to hit the River Thames. The ground is covered with frost as well, all the floors frosty this morning. Hoping we don't get any snow today at least. Look at that behind. And we are heading towards Kingston on this London to Brighton 65-mile walk. I got worried for a second, I thought the road was closed, the pathway. And I am doing this walk via the All Trails app, and I read some of the reviews on there as always, and a couple of them said that there was a couple of dead ends, and I was hoping that wasn't one of them. They've just did a bit of work there on the Thames. There was a path to get around, so that was good. We are en route to Kingston at the moment, so once we get to Kingston that'll be the first 5 miles done. And I remember walking this, I did a Richmond circular type made up walk in the summer just gone, and it came round here and I thought I'll come down to this bit here because I bet it looks stunning, which so far it has been stunning, but I know the further we get to Teddington Lock it's going to be like bushes. Got really lucky with the sun again after a bit of snow yesterday, because this is day one of the London to Brighton walk, and yeah, we're on our way to Kingston, where I'm hoping to pick up a bit of breakfast. Canterbury Secret Cafe or Sainsbury's just behind. Those are the options for breakfast / refreshments this morning. This walk should be fairly interesting compared to the last big walk that I did, because there's a ton of shops today, so I'm not carrying any water. I've just grabbed a bottle of water off my mother this morning as I stayed in London last night to begin this walk to Brighton this morning. And we've already come across our first rope swing. Sunglasses are coming out again this morning. We're just about to walk into the sunlight along the Thames here. So I've come across a food store a bit earlier. It's called the Stop, and it's right on the Teddington dock there, just as you pass the Teddington dock. So it's quite handy. I've ordered myself a bacon bat with an extra egg, and that will get me fueled to lunch. It's absolutely stunning out here this morning, so me bacon and egg bat to keep me going until lunch. I've probably got about another 10 minutes before I come off of the River Thames, before hitting our final destination today, which is Colston. I've broken this 20-mile hike down into 4 sections of 5 miles each, so every 5 miles that I hit I stop for some refreshments at local supermarkets or little shops along the way. So we've just come off the Thames from Richmond there, and we're following this little river through Kingston. The flow of the river looks like it's running out to the Thames rather than in. Now, I've got a funny story about these things. Apparently if you have them in or around your garden it means you're a swinger. So I don't know what it says about the people that live there. Stumbled on a bit of street art here, look. We have reached Buryland Station. I'm quite glad it is a frosty morning this morning, because it's frosted all the mud over and made it go all hard. But so far we haven't had any hills yet. I think this is the steepest incline that I've done, just coming up from under that tunnel there. Come across our first church of the walk. So we're in Old Malden by the looks of it. Which I do know about Old Malden growing up, because I know about New Malden and Malden. But I've never been over this bit, so it's quite interesting to see what it's like over here. So I'm hoping to get to the next spot, 12 miles at 12. Hopefully, I think it's just straight up, another hour straight on this road. So it looks like we're in the borough of Epsom, coming up to Cheam. So I think my goal is to reach Nonsuch Park, where I might stop for a bit of lunch, depending on how ropey it looks. My second stop at 10 miles, where I picked up a bit of lunch at a local supermarket here. That's around here. A few slung mattresses back there. We've got a railway above us. A bit more street art. Looks like shared a studio with him for like 2 years. But yeah, look, 2017, and that was when we were sharing a studio together. Around 17, 18, and I don't wonder if he's still running his positive arts. Lots of street art on this walk, is quite nice. And that tunnel back there was painted by the well-known Mr. Sens. We've finally reached Nonsuch Park after 12 miles. I'll just mix some of this in, this liquid IV into the water. I usually keep fueled on electrolytes at least once a day on these big hikes. There's lots of dog walkers out here this morning. But yeah, that's the first bit of greenery that we've seen so far since Richmond. Hiya! Potentially the one going to Sutton. He's seen better days, that monkey. Got about 6 miles to go. I found myself a rope swing. I'm going to see if I can have a quick swing on it. 6 miles to go and I'll break my back. Right. How am I going to get on this? I don't know how I'm going to get on this. 2, 3. Go! This is the best one I've been on. Oh. Hey. That was amazing. I didn't rip my trousers, which was good. That was probably the best rope swing that I've been on. This little bounce to it, and that seat, as you can see, look, it's like a proper rope swing. Swing seat. Brilliant. I can say I officially got myself on the rope swing on this one. I missed my chance on the South Downs Way, but I got it in there early. You may see some more. I've seen about 3 or 4 so far. That's the first one I've been able to stop and have a go on. It did have a few splinters. I'm worried. I've got splinters stuck to the back of my arse. Lucky I didn't split my trousers. Because although I've got a spare pair, these are like my best ones. Now this field here in Belmont is not only famous for its ponies, but it's famously known for prison escapees, because the prison is also just over there. There's an old Carshalton Urban District Council from the 1800s here, look. How old is that? Very interesting little conversion, that one. And they built like an upstairs with a nice little container bit. They're shaving all the trees up the top there. I wondered how they did that. Look. Like perfectly cut dents here, look, for when buses and that go by. You know we're getting into countryside territory now, and we've got our first sty of the day to cross. Hey. It's a random telephone box in the middle of the field there. This is part of the London Loop. I've seen a lot of these signs around. Look, there isn't one for London to Brighton, unfortunately. There's like 0 signs. So I am following all trails for this hike today. It's not the same light as when I hiked the South Downs Way. It was a little bit more brighter. The sun's kind of staying quite low in the sky all day, but I can see Croydon. I saw it a while ago. Ooh, and I can see, is that canary wolf? I tell you what, my contacts, I need to get my eyes tested. I don't know if it's the contacts or my eyes, but I noticed the eye drops that I put in my eyes the other day had all black mould around the lid, and I was like, oh hell no. So I chucked that straight away. I was like, I'm not putting that in my eyes. So I'm going to have to pick up some eye drops when I get to a big supermarket along here somewhere. It's kind of like you got Croydon looking through the 2 towers at Crystal Palace, and then straight down, and you've got like London there in the distance. So it's kind of, we are like south west. So we've started at Richmond and we're kind of curling round, and then we're going to hit a dead straight line when we get to tomorrow, and then we'll just plummet straight down to Brighton. I better keep moving. It's been a good day today. I mean, I haven't really spoke that much today, to be honest. It's a bit of a funny one. When I did the South Downs Way, I was like, hey, but I don't want to like kind of believe that I can do this, because you don't know what challenges are ahead of us, and I know if not tomorrow, but definitely the last day is going to be really hard. Because I'm walking 23 miles that day after already walking 42. I feel more confident after completing the South Downs, obviously, because that was a huge challenge. But this is more miles in a shorter space of time, so I'm actually doing over 20 miles every day instead of doing just under. We are going to hit the North Downs at some point as well, and that can be quite hilly. And then once we've crossed over the North Downs, we will then hit the South Downs, and we all know what that's like, don't we? I'll be reaching Ditch and Beacon on the third day. We're sort of waving goodbye to London now, because this is probably the last sight I'm going to see of London. I'll say goodbye to you now. Probably a bunch of farmers in there thinking, who's this nutter I'm going through this, chatting to herself, going through that forest there. She's probably escaped the prison back in Belmont. Which way are you going? Big hill approaching. This is the last stretch of the day on this bit, which is about an hour, I think, maybe less, and then head to the accommodation. So we're on 2:46 and I left at 7:40-ish. Yeah, so I've got about an hour and 10-15 minutes of sunlight left. It is cloudy today, so it looks like when it does hit 4 o'clock, it's going to be darker than when it usually hits 4 o'clock when the clouds aren't in the sky. I've been watching how dark it gets around 4 p.m. and thinking to myself, yeah, I don't really want to be walking anywhere beyond 4 p.m. really, unless I absolutely have to. Are you just busy eating? You're not bothered, or you're gonna attack me? No, you're all right, aren't you? Hopefully. But yeah, but look at all this ice. Look, it's been icy all day. It's warmed up a little bit. It was a bit slidey down here. This is really tough for the end, bit of a hill climb there. Comes a taxi ride back to the hotel when I've done this little bit here. Right, that's me done for the day. I've done 21 miles and there's a couple of baby goats, but there's one that's really... It's supposed to have been here a minute ago, so we'll give it the country time that it deserves. It's probably going to be about 10 minutes late. Here I am. The other hotel that I stayed in, there was no... Oh, bloody hell, that's a fucking massive bed. Well, that's bright enough anyway. Coulsdon Manor Hotel. It's a golf course hotel, so I don't know if you'll see much of the view outside now because it is getting dark out there. So that is day one done, 21 miles of the 65-mile hike, and I'll be back again tomorrow. I'll catch you then.